Hi, I'm Marty.
And I'm Grace, and we're going to talk to you today about a remodel on our new travel trailer. One of the things that always aggravates us about these travel trailer layouts is the Jacknife sofa. They're so uncomfortable for any kind of long-term use. For maybe a weekend trip, but not for a week or a month or longer. They're really uncomfortable, and we prefer recliners. So Marty is going to show you how we took the Jacknife sofa out of the slide and replaced it with two really comfortable recliners.
Stay tuned, video is coming. Hi everybody, hey, it's Marty. In today's video, what I've done, I'm going to show you, I've taken the Jacknife sofa out of my travel trailer, and I am going to put in two recliners. This Jacknife sofa just isn't comfortable. We thought maybe we could go with it for maybe about a year, but after the first time out, we both looked at each other and said, "No, I can't do it." So we hunted down for about a couple of weeks. We were looking for recliners that could fit in where the Jacknife sofa came out inside of the slide out. I took the Jacknife sofa out, and lo and behold, I find that is put on a pedestal. Now the RV that I have is a Coachman Apex Nano 189 RBS. It's only an 18-footer. It's a couples coach. It works just great for us, but the sofa just isn't. So after a couple of weeks, we found the chairs that we liked. There's a couple of things that you have to look for, but size, width does matter. I had about 63 inches to work with. I measured up chairs that we liked. They were 32 inches wide, 64 inches. I said, well, that's 1 inch too wide. What am I going to do? Well, they had squishy arms, so I thought that I could push them together, squeeze it in there, and they would just work great. So we bought them, brought them home. Being that they're about 10 inches up off the ground, I kept the legs off because I didn't want to sit on the ceiling. So I kept the legs off, and I put the recliners right on the pedestal. So we put them on. They work great, but they don't recline. Oh well. So we went and got footstools, and it worked great. We were out again, and you know what? We felt we could do better. So I looked at it, and I saw that the front legs are still hanging over the pedestal. So I said, what if I got legs 10 inches, pulled out the recliners a little bit, maybe about 10 inches, and they will recline. So that's what I'm about to do. So I wanted to show you all the materials that I went out and bought. Well, when I got to I went to the home improvement store, they didn't sell 10-inch legs. So they sold 3-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, 8, 14, 24, but no 10. So what I did is I found a chunk of wood that's a 3x3, and it's 36 inches long. And so I'm going to cut my own legs. Got my table saw or my chop saw, going to cut them off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure, find out just what I need in length, and then cut them. And then what I decided, seeing that this is on my slide, and every time I pull my slide in and out, these legs are going to drag onto the flooring. Well, I didn't want that. What if they chip or something like that, tear the floor, whatever. So I found these furniture slides. It's got the slide, and it has a foam to it. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the foam off, I'm going to glue the plastic slide right onto the wooden leg, and there you go. They work on the furniture moving. It should work great on the leg. So that's what screws, the screw with the screw-on part that goes into the chair. And so you'll drill a hole in the center and then screw these down in the middle of it. So then the leg will go right into the chair, and there you go. Sounds simple. Well, it is. So after I cut it, this wood is nice and smooth, so I'm going to sand this down a little bit, and then I could either stain them or I can paint them. In my case, I think I'm going to paint them. And then there it is. I think I could bring the recliners out about 10 inches off the window wall and recline them, and I can get rid of the footstools. It'll give me approximately 18 inches of more walk room. So that's going to be a real good advantage, especially when you're in a small RV and room does count, and you need every little bit that you can get. So what else are you going to need is you're going to need a drill and a drill bit. Now the drill bit that I need, because of the screws that I've got, is a 7/64. Let me tell you a little bit about these screws. Okay, so when I got the block of wood, I bought new screws because to use them, and I didn't want to dig out the old legs, the original legs that I wrapped up and put away for future whatever. Brought it home, and I said, hey, before I get started, let me take the screw out and see if it fits, if it screws onto the recliner, and it doesn't. They're not the right size. So I dug out the original legs. I took my pair of pliers, which you're going to need also pliers for when you're getting ready to screw these into the new wood. But I needed them also to take out the screws out of the old legs. So once I remove these are what I'm going to use now. I got 4 of them. And also you'll need a pencil and a tape measure. So once I get it, I get everything going, I'm going to go into the RV. I'm going to measure the distance that I need to make these legs, cut them on my chop saw, do all of it, and then I'll be ready to move the chairs out, and hopefully they do what I wanted to do. What I'm going to also have to figure out too is that once I got it, is it squeezed in there enough? It's still tight. Will I need to brace them so they don't tip forward when we sit in them? That I'll figure all out, and so I'm going to go into the RV and we're going to measure. So bear with me. I'm going to move the camera
so
over
we're in
to
the
there
RV,
so we can get started.
and I just wanted to show
Thanks.
you the pedestal that I was talking about right here. So it's approximately 9.5 inches up off the floor. So this is where I had to put, this is where that Jacknife sofa came out of. One recliner's up. I took the one out without the legs, so I put them, so this is what it looks like without the legs on it, sitting on top of the pedestal. Works good. One of our footstools that we use, and it works great. We want to eliminate these. See how far they stick out? You don't have that much room now to walk. So that's what I'm trying to do, is get rid of them. So I placed the chair in the position that I needed it, so I can measure to the floor now where it's going to go. Because if I would have measured here, maybe it's off just by 1/8 of an inch back here versus here. So I'm measuring I'm feeling right where the leg is going to go screw up. Take my tape measure, measure down. 9 inches. Good. So I got 9 inches. It might be, I might be able to use only one of those and I could take the other one back. So because now I have to allow for the slider, so I'm going to take another 3/8 of an inch off. So now I'm at 8 and 5/8, which I can get now 4 legs out of one piece of wood. So now that I know my measurement, I'm going to cut it 9 inches. I'm going to attach the slider, put the screw in, tip the chair back, screw the legs in, let it down, and I think it's sitting up pretty good. I'm not sure that it needs to be anchored, but we'll see once I get that leg up and I get the recliner back, and we'll see how it looks from there. So my next step is to cut the legs. Okay, see you later. Okay, everybody, I'm in the RV now, and I got my legs all made, and here's the legs that I made. Here's the screw part I was telling you about right in here, and the leg is 9 inches. I put the slide on, so, and then if you can see that I did paint this. So I painted it gray because it matched the floor, and so how I attach the screw though is really clever. I learned this in school, and so I did is I took my bolt, the screw part that goes up into the recliner, I attached to my drill, tightened it, and then I just screwed it down into the hole that I made. Didn't have to struggle, didn't have to do anything, didn't strip the threads. So that's a clever way, so that should help you do that. Thinking that, oh, how am I going to screw that down? And the pliers start stripping everything, so now they're all attached. I attached the legs to the recliner that I'm sitting in already. It works great. I pulled it out off the pedestal about 12 inches, can recline back. We're pleased with it. I put the one leg onto this recliner, and going over, slide out the recliner and tip it back, so I will be able to screw this in a whole lot easier. So that's what I'm going to do. Slide it out, tip it back, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, there it is, that's where the screws goes in from the original, ready to go. Now what I suggest to make sure you do is when you're screwing this leg in, make sure your legs are really tight. So you're going to have to hand tighten them real good, because you really don't want them loose. If they're loose, they may wobble, start bending the bolt, and then you're going to have it, then you have to start all over again. So this way, when I'm sliding in and out, it won't bend my legs back. So tighten them up real good. So there, that's all down. Lower it down, move it in. Pretty tight, it ain't moving. Here we are. Recline. I love it. Bye.
Our video, and we're really happy with the way our recliners came out. Marty took you through the replacement and putting in the new recliners, and we're really happy with the additional storage and the way they look in our rig.
So if you liked our video, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. We do appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, better. All right.